Hey guys, and welcome back to Aether Hub HQ. I'm Seiben, and today I have some more sweet Amonkhet lore for you guys. Although some may call it just a fan theory, it's one that's seen a lot of support from the official story. The theory is known as Bontu the Betrayer, and a lot of this speculation comes from the article Brazen. The theory is centered around, you guessed it, Bontu the Glorified, the black croc-headed god of Amonkhet. The idea is that Bontu is actually an agent of Bolas, acting against the plane's interests in pursuit of her own personal goals. Bontu sold out her fellow gods, helping bind them to Bolas' will, and helped dictate his new society to meet the dragon's needs. The god maintains the anointed, and calls the unworthy before Bolas' return, keeping the world in a constant state of training. This is the theory of Bontu the Betrayer. We learned a lot from Brazen about her purpose on the plane, and yes, she is perceived as female. Bontu is the god of ambition, hosting the fourth trial of the gods, the Trial of Ambition. Her trial tests the initiates', ambition, their willingness to overcome any obstacle in order to achieve their goals, no matter the cost. In the story Brazen, Gideon tags along with a crop led by Derouge about to embark on the Trial of Ambition. Up to that point, the crop was like a family to one another, willing to risk even their own lives to protect each other. Yet, during Bontu's trial, they were put into situations that made it impossible for everyone to survive. Jeru and the other survivors had their ambition tested, sacrificing those most unworthy among them in order to pass the trial themselves. Even at the end, only those willing to kill their crop mates by their own hands would be gifted Bontu's blessing, something Gideon was personally unable to do. He obviously doesn't have enough ambition. Of course, this whole story was a tragic reminder of how cruel the world of Amonkhet can be, as if being ruled by Nicol Bolas wasn't a big enough red flag. Yet what's this all have to do with the fan theory behind Bontu? Well, it has everything to do with Bontu's own ambitions, her own ideals of being worthy. In the final passages of Brazen, Gideon has a really epic conversation with the god, crossing her river without paying her toll, that toll being a heart literally ripped out of the chest of a crop mate. As Gideon watched in horror at this act being committed by his crop mates, only a couple guys, apparently buffed by Bontu's magic, hold him back, the god personally asking him to drop his judgments and learn what this world, Amonkhet, is all about. Bontu fully understands that Gideon and his friends are not of this world. Gideon himself even questions if this means the gods also aware that Nicol Bolas, their god pharaoh, is not of Amonkhet. Of course, the survivors of the crop hate this kind of backtalk, and Gideon's forced out of the temple without the cartouche of ambition, but with a lot more information about Amonkhet. So we know that Bontu and her trial weed out those unwilling to kill and sacrifice the weak in order to achieve greatness. But what evidence do we have that Bontu herself sacrificed the other gods on Amonkhet in pursuit of her own glory? In the story, Nissa Ravain discovered that Amonkhet was not created by Bolas, but corrupted by him. This, one would imagine, includes the gods as well. Oketra, the god of solidarity, seems to confirm that she and the other gods don't hold any memories from before. Before what has been unclear, but again we can assume she means before the arrival of Bolas. Yet despite a memory wipe akin to Jace's favorite trick, there's one god who actually recalls some of their past, Bontu. Bontu says that even a god like herself has become, quote, greater than I once was, because I desired to be so. This means she has at least some memory of her own growth, unlike the other gods on Amonkhet. And how exactly did she become greater? Maybe by subjugating her fellow gods. In the artwork for Bontu the Glorified by Chase Stone, we can see the god clearly kneeling, something the other gods, and gods in general, don't seem naturally doing. While the other gods walk blissfully in a world they've only known to be ruled by Bolas, Bontu remembers the gifts he's given her, forever bowing in his glory. Another thing that stands in Bontu's art opposed to the other gods is her head. Not because she has a crocodile for a head, which isn't so strange in a world like Amonkhet apparently, but because it's not made of solid gold, like the heads or masks, whatever you want to call them, of the other gods. This could be a key distinction. The gold heads or masks of the other gods could be what blinds them to the past, or binds them to the dragon's will, and it could have been placed on them by Bontu herself. Bontu sees herself as the most worthy of the gods on Amonkhet, although it's generally accepted that Hazoret is in fact Bolas' favorite god. Despite that, Bontu intends to prove her worth when the God Pharaoh returns. It probably goes a long way to Nicol Bolas knowing that the gods who formerly opposed him are now either dead or completely ingrained into his new society, made to simply find and test the greatest warriors among them, and kill those who fall short of his ideals. Bontu is ambitious, and to become the God Pharaoh's favorite, she'd have to do some really messed up things. All the evidence points that way at least, and we have one more leaked clue. It's one of the cards leaked early for Hour of Devastation, Bontu's Last Reckoning. The card art shows Bontu throwing citizens around like playthings, dealing out death and destruction in a seemingly endless rage. The flavor text reads, "To the last, Bontu only wanted to be first among the God Pharaoh's subjects." This card is the final hint to Bontu's true machinations. As the hour draws near and Bolas returns, she goes into full subject mode and kills scores of unworthy as his will. Perhaps these are the people rising up against Bolas, with some of the now freed gods. Regardless, Bontu seeks to be the greatest and possibly last subject of Nicol Bolas, and her ambition won't let anything stand in her way. Anyway guys, there you have it, Bontu the Betrayer. While new evidence from the Hour seems to point away from this theory, it still leaves Bontu in the position to support Bolas, even to the end. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, I'll see you next time here at Aether Hub HQ. Hey guys, thanks for watching the Aether Hub here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, support the channel and all our creators by liking, sharing, and of course subscribing so you never miss our latest video. You yourself can become an honorary Hub member by visiting our store at www.aetherhubtcg.com. We have a special pre-order event happening right now where you can snag some of the best deals on packs available. Afterwards, consider visiting our friends over at 5 Color Combo. They have an amazing free app that I use to practice my limited picking skills along with custom art playmats and tokens. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, never be afraid to feed your obsession. I'll see you guys next time.